On our left, and look all the way to the top of that building as we come out from under this bridge for a magical optical illusion. Are you ready?
Ready.
Focus, focus. Let us focus on the building to our left, all the way to the top.
Ooh, that's the tall.
Looks like a flat wall instead of a full building. The reason being the next hospital is built in a few days on the Barrow Street corner. And that hospital opened in 1930. It was the first full-service hospital in Texas, one of the first full-service hospitals in the nation. It had improvements in it, like a parking garage, and it was air-conditioned. And that Art Deco-style building is still a full-service hospital, and it's still fully air-conditioned, something for which we're very grateful here in the South Texas summers, when on occasion, we've been known to have a day or two that might be considered just a mite warmish. Ahead of us, Hyatt Regency Hotel, 16 stories tall, opened in 1981. My friends, if you're ever fortunate enough to stay in the Hyatt Regency in a room overlooking the river, seriously consider closing your curtains after dark. You'll be surprised what boat captains get to see coming down a river after dark. 16 stories, much shorter than many of the other hotels in the area. The reason being, were it in color, at certain times of the year, it would cast a shadow on the Alamo. San Antonio has an ordinance forbidding any building from casting a shadow on the Alamo, so when they had to stop at 16 stories, they focused in on the lobby and the atrium. If you look off the left side of the boat through those glass doors and glass walls into the lobby as we go by, you'll be able to see some of the water features that are reminiscent of the acacias and the viaducts the early settlers used to irrigate the ranches and the missions. If you walk through that lobby, up the steps on the other side, you'll be 2 streets in front of the Alamo.
Mama, if we see a playground, can we play there?
This is the second of our 2 cast iron bridges. Like the first, it was built in 1890s Berlin, Connecticut. To the right of it is the Casino Club building, finished in 1927. Now the club disbanded in the mid-50s after being together for about a century. The building changed hands a time or two, and in 1970 it was renovated into a restaurant and retail space on the first 2 floors, and above that are apartments. Alex Haley, who wrote the world-famous novel Roots, was once a tenant in the Casino Club building. Part of the Riverwalk into which we're entering now is known as River Square. It's a place of retail, taverns, and restaurants. It's also the place where my duck friends, Drake and Mildred, come this time of day to get something to eat. Doesn't matter where they're seated, they always order peanut butter. Now, did you know that ducks like peanut butter? Anybody have an idea why?
Oh.
Because ducks have their own quackers. I tell you, Drake and Mildred, they teaching me so much. You'll hear more from them as the days go by, as the time goes by. Ahead of us at street level, you see that orange-reddish or reddish-orange sculpture, one of many pieces of public art here in San Antonio. That particular piece is called the Torch of Friendship. It was a gift from the people of Mexico to the people of San Antonio. It was designed and created by the Mexican artist Sebastian, who built it on site in sections, and is covered in right now in scaffolding because it's getting a facelift, a brand new coat of paint. To come under the historic Commerce Street Bridge on our right is Casa Rio. In 1946, they were the first to offer riverside dining. They were also the first to offer riverboat rides. And now those boats were gondolas. Gondolas are pushed around with long poles. Really can't tell you folks how happy I am they got me on that idea and gave me an electric boat. The hacienda from which Casa Rio is expanded is here on my right. I'll point that building out because it actually stands on land that's part of the 1777 land grant for the King of Spain. You can go into that part of the restaurant, have a very nice meal, and still see many of the original architectural moments from that Spanish colonial building.